So if you are struggling with confidence and not quite sure how to pinpoint what the issue is, then we need to have a conversation.
You in the past, I'm in the future. You mad?
Thank you all so much for clicking on this video. If you're new here, my name is Kela, Trishaan, and I make videos on lifestyle, womanhood, and mental health. And if you're returning, thank you so much for coming back, and thank you for your support. All right, so today I wanted to talk about confidence, specifically things that kill our confidence. Not really sure what I'm gonna name the video just yet, but I did come up with some ways that we, on accident, kill our confidence. And so if you're struggling with that area, then go on ahead and stay tuned. Okay, so my number one way that I feel we sometimes kill our confidence accidentally is by taking the opinions of others too seriously. I think that just as a human being, like, we want to be accepted and we want our views to be accepted by others. We don't want to be looked upon as, living recklessly or doing things that don't make sense. But at the end of the day, I feel that if you're doing what's best for you and you're living how you want to live, as long as you're not hurting anyone, no one else really can take that away from you. So we fall into traps when we start just kind of letting the opinions of others kind of like override what we think and feel. While people may have the best intentions for you, a lot of times people are projecting either their own insecurities or their own ideals for life onto you. And if you don't agree with those ideals, it's not to say that you're disrespecting them by not listening, but you have to do what's best for you at the end of the day. Don't let the opinions of others, or don't let the fact that people don't agree with what you're doing, kill your confidence. You have to do what's best for you, what's best for your family, what's best for those around you. So as long as you know that you're doing that, the opinions of others can stay over there. Okay, so the number two way that we kill our confidence inadvertently is by comparing ourselves to others. Now, it's gonna sound cliche, but it's real. Comparison is the thief of joy. And a lot of times we're comparing ourselves to someone's best. We're not taking a look at the journey that it took them to get to where they are. The best example I can use is social media. I mean, we all know that when we post things on social media, we're posting the best times, we're posting when we look the best, we're basically posting the highlights. We're not posting the struggles or, the downfalls and stuff, because that, like, who wants to show that? Now, mind you, some people do, but for the most part, you're gonna see the best parts of someone's life. So you don't wanna look at those highlights and think that you're behind in any type of way. And then even if someone does have something that you want and you feel like you should have that, go get it. Don't compare. Just look at that person as inspiration that you can have that too, but then you're gonna have to do it in your own way. Like, how I influence isn't gonna be the same way someone else influences, or whatever. How I look, after I work out for however long isn't gonna be how somebody else's look. We're all built different, all that stuff. So say all that to say that when you compare yourself to others, you rob yourself of the opportunity to be unique to yourself. Remember, there's only one you. So that's what you need to be concentrating on, and not looking at someone else's journey and trying to duplicate that. Okay, so the third way that we can kill our confidence is by trying to live someone else's dream. So this is gonna kind of go back to my first example a little bit, but what I'm specifically talking about is trying to live a life that's not your ideal. You're trying to live someone else's ideal, and you're just not happy, and therefore you're not confident. I hope that makes sense. I'm gonna give an example. So there are a lot of people that have grown up to be, let's say, doctors and lawyers, when they really wanted to be painters or, some type of artist, but those type of positions were looked down upon because they weren't stable or whatever. So you live this dream that your parents set up for you. They wanted you to be a lawyer or a doctor. So you went to school, you did all that, you got the good grades, you passed the bar, went to medical school, whatever, but now you're not fulfilled, and therefore you're not really that confident in what you're doing because it's not what you want to do. So I think the biggest thing with that is just to make sure that the goals that you're setting, the dreams that you are chasing are your own and not what society says you should do, not what your parents say you should do, not what anybody else says. It needs to be what you want to do. At the end of the day, I feel like as long as you are doing what your passion is, what your calling is, within reason, that's a whole other story. But as long as you're going after the goals that you want, then you inadvertently increase your confidence because you're happy. So happy people tend to be more confident. Okay, so the next way that we can inadvertently kill our confidence is by procrastinating. Now, I am not going to even sit here and act like I am not guilty of procrastinating. I'm much better now these days, but I still procrastinate. There are times where I should be filming videos and I'm chilling, or I should be, I don't know, taking care of housework and I'm chilling. I think that the term, if you stay ready, you ain't gotta get ready. Yeah, that kind of applies here. I think a lot of times when we procrastinate, we sometimes kill our confidence because we just don't feel prepared. Like, I feel like if you allow yourself enough time to complete a project, to do something, you become more confident because you're able to perfect it the way you want, or at least like not forget anything. But when you procrastinate, it's like you're doing a rush job. So a lot of times that job isn't as good as it would have been had you given yourself enough time to complete it. Now, there are some people that kind of thrive in, like with procrastination, like they thrive with that type of stressful environment where they're on a time crunch, but you just don't want to live your life that way. I think sometimes we fall into that trap where if it's something that we either don't want to do or we know it's going to take some time, like we just kind of push it off. But you got to stop doing that. You got to start setting yourself up for success. And by setting yourself up for success, you give yourself enough time to complete projects that are important to you or that just simply need to be done. And that will increase your confidence. Okay, so the last way that we sometimes kill our confidence is by simply being uninformed or lacking knowledge. And I left this one broad because it could honestly apply to a lot of different things. I'm gonna go on ahead and use politics. I'm not gonna get into politics, so I'm just gonna use that as an example. I think that a lot of people, especially like in these last like few years, a lot of people are just now starting to kind of get into politics and like understand the reasons why this is this way, the reason why that's this way. They're understanding like the process. But you also have a lot of people that speak on things that they don't quite understand. And I feel like when you get called out on these things, that could kill your confidence. So I make it a habit of not speaking on things that I don't know enough about. And if it's something that I really want to know about or something that I'm passionate about, curious about, I make sure that I go and learn the information. For example, before I started making YouTube videos, I did not know how to edit worth a damn. Like, it's just not my forte. It wasn't something that I had any interest in before. It wasn't something that I went to school for, anything like that. But I knew that if I was gonna make YouTube videos, I need to know at least some type of basic editing so my videos don't look like shit. So what I had to do was start researching different software, different ways to do it, and like actually learning everything, like literally from the beginning. Like it took me a couple years to learn how to edit, and part of that was my fault because I wasn't putting the time into it like I should have in the very beginning. But once I got serious about wanting to start a YouTube channel, I knew that I was gonna have to learn this. So I guess I say all that to say that like part of me not starting my YouTube channel when I wanted to was like just the lack of confidence. Like I didn't know how to edit, had never really sat in front of a camera or anything, so I didn't have the confidence to do it. But once I knew what I was doing, like I'm not the best editor in the world, obviously, but I know enough to get by. And I feel like I'm a student now. I am open to learning more. Eventually, I want to graduate to other softwares and stuff. But yeah, like once I got that skill under my belt, I felt way more confident in the content I was putting out and just even like taking the leap to start the channel in the first place. So yeah, get your knowledge up. And if you ever feel unsure about something, like don't be afraid to ask questions. Don't be afraid to go out and find the information. A lot of times the information's out there. You just have to go and find it. All right, you guys, so that is all I have for you guys today. I do think that a lack of confidence can hold us back from a lot of different things. And I'm not saying to go out here and just be cocky or anything like that, but just believe in yourself. And if you are lacking confidence, kind of start to look at the reasons why you're lacking confidence and try to make a conscious effort to work on it. I do think that when we believe in ourselves and when we feel more positive about the decisions that we make and about the things that we do, the contributions that we make to the world, we end up making better decisions and we live a happier life overall. So if you enjoyed this video, please go on ahead and give me a big fat thumbs up. It really helps with the YouTube algorithm. If you made it this far and you have not subscribed, go on ahead and click that subscribe button below and be sure to turn on your notification bell so you don't miss any of my future uploads. With that being said, you guys have an amazing day and I'll see you next time.
You mad, they don't salute you. I need a bag, size is super. They turned your back, it's like I never knew you. Leader.